All right. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is a special edition of Talking Sports with Maurice. You are now entering the fan zone. I have one of the biggest Atlanta Falcons fans in the building, Izzy, and it's about to go. Before we dive into the 2024 Atlanta Falcons season, Izzy, go ahead and just tell me, where did your fandom for the Falcons begin? Where did it originate from?
I'd have to say, as a young man, playing Madden, Madden 06, 07. Mike Vick was amped up. My man was electric. He was on fire. I mean, I could win every game possible with that man. And then that's like, I'm about 10 years old, so just getting into football itself. I played football. I coach football. Football is just in my family. It's just what we do. And yeah, man, just Michael Vick, just such an electric person, surrounded by other weapons, Crumpler, White,
Yeah.
my man Warwick Dunn. These are like this is the team that I remember when I was growing up, and beating Green Bay. These are like huge things at the time, especially in the football realm. This is like sparking fandom. And I just been loyal ever since. The ups and the downs.
I can't blame you for that.
The tragedies, the ups, championship.
Which every franchise have, and just it's like when Tom Brady's in the building. I mean, it's like you can't count him out, and that was just whether you want to blame it on the play calling. But back to Michael Vick. Right, just like you brought up the game. This is my favorite Michael Vick game, because at that point in time, you just can't go in Lambeau and win. That was just unheard of.
This is exactly what I'm talking about.
Michael Vick on the road in the snow.
It's just so much fire behind him. You've seen everybody just feed off of him. They just knew what type of player he was on the field, and my man was just. He just toted that pebble, bruh. He just did what he had to do with the pebble.
I know Lamar Jackson did it, as far as making two defenders collide into themselves.
Yes, legendary.
Right, but Michael Vick did it first. He made two Viking defenders, run
into each other. Give him a little smooch.
Michael Vick, that's why.
Hey, if he wasn't the first, though, we got some greats before him. We got McNabb before him.
Yeah.
Who's the other?
Randall Cunningham,
bro. We cannot forget these type of people that spark the type of player that Michael Vick is, or who he was as a player. We get that now with Lamar Jackson. My man's going crazy
right now. The Falcon franchise is on fire right now.
We've been busy. We've been at work.
Hella active.
We've been at work. My boys in the office.
So looking into this season. We done looked over the schedule here. Let's dive into it. The first primetime game to really showcase to America what the Atlanta Falcons is all about is going against them Eagles. You got to run it up at the link. How you feel about that game in primetime? Because you got a few.
I mean, hey, we don't get a nice little tuner game week 1. That's going to be against the Steelers. We might have to just put the whooping on them. We might have to go up, The Steelers are the Steelers. They're not the best team, but we have some dogs. We've been beefing up our defense. This is a good tuner game for Atlanta for now these next 2 weeks, which might be a little tougher. I feel like the chemistry needs to be there. The teamwork's got to be on point, and you got to really trust your homies on the field, man, because that week 2 game is no joke. That's no joke. So
fly equals fly.
I'm going 60-40 on that game, brother. Our defense might be stacked, but we still got to show up and play.
60-40, so you leaning towards the Falcons, flying up out of there at the link with a dub.
I think we might do it. That defense might hold up. But their offense is on fire, too. They didn't got some weapons. They've been active as well. They got some dogs. They got a running back. They got a quarterback. You feel me? They got 4 stacked receivers.
This is going to be a Monday night slobber knocker.
That one's going to be a tough one.
Speaking of tough one, we got back-to-back primetime games. That was versus the Eagles. Now the Kansas City Chiefs. At home, though. Yeah, at home, you can be comfortable. It's going to be bananas in there. Bananas.
I shouldn't say the Dome. It is the Mercedes-Benz Stadium as of now. They have the upgrades, the little glitz and the glam. But, man, we got to play behind it, bro. It's a big-time game, definitely for the Chiefs. So it's like They got offense as well. We got to hold up on D. Hopefully, we don't have any injuries going into these early weeks. But it's football, so you never know. We just got to do what we do, show up and play. It's a home game, so we got to show out.
Considering that, of course, Pat Mahomes is the best quarterback on the planet, by far. Playing on the road, crowd's going to be bananas. It's going to be wild. It's going to be electric, right? Because this Falcons team is different from others. And plus, you have a veteran quarterback. So you got Kirk Cousins leading right now the Falcons as of right now. But how do you feel, spending the first round draft pick on the quarterback, Michael Penix Jr.?
Yeah, I knew this question was going to come up. Because, it is a little suspicious. It's a little weird. We just signed Kirk. I understand my man Penix. I get it. He's hot. He can do it. He can throw. He's a lefty. He runs. It's almost like a flash from the past. But, man, the timing couldn't be worse. It was awful. But I think what the game plan is we don't ride Kirk. No home. But we don't ride him hard. We don't make sure that we get every million that we got into him, that he's going to perform. And then if he does get hurt, we have someone that just played in the Rose Bowl, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
You feel me? So, or the Natty, I'm saying.
If the Falcons want to, no disrespect, but however, if the Falcons were to upset the Kansas City Chiefs, they are defending champions, you can't disrespect them whatsoever. Exactly. I think that Kirk Cousins, with him leading the Falcons, have actually a better chance beating Kansas City.
I agree, and that's exactly. I think we're saying the same thing. I think we don't ride Kirk, and then we got a good backup, and we still got weapons. At the end of the day, they don't have to handle the offense.
Now, your next primetime game is against your division rivals. Fire the cannons! Fire the cannons! Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they have been winning this division. They've been going to the playoff consecutive years. They brought in Brady. We all know how that story ended. But now, again, this is a different Falcons franchise. Yeah. Will this be the game, Week 5, Thursday Night Football in primetime, to say, hey, Buccaneers, the Falcons are here to take over the division?
I think that starts with the week before, Week 4, when we play the Saints. Another loser in our division.
I like it.
Love you, baby.
I like it.
Fresno State. Let's go, Dogs. But boy, oh boy, we starting off strong 2-0. We don't start off strong 2-0 in our division. All
right, since you brought up the Saints, is that game, in your eyes, is it going to be competitive, or the Falcons out here making statements?
I mean, it's always competitive. It is NFL at the end of the day, so it has to be competitive to a certain degree. I think, like I said, I'm really relying heavy on our defense. We got a new coach. We seen last year with the new coach with the Raiders how that can maybe spark a whole different attitude and a culture for a team. So that's kind of what I'm banking on, and as well as these offensive weapons that we've gotten. We've gotten some good pickups in the offseason. So man, I'm feeling good about this season. But man,
as you should. Hell yeah.
It's like you can never be too weary, but it's the NFL. So people get hurt, stuff happens, games don't go you think, and
this is the perfect setup, perfect storm. Week 4, you play the Saints. Week 5, you play the Buccaneers. Week 6, you take on the Carolina Panthers. When you mentioned this is where it starts on Week 4 against the Saints, the division is the Falcons? Is that what? I mean, just let me know.
Look, so we're going to at least know before halfway through the season. We're going to know what at least the South is looking like. Because, man, we're all in the running for the South, because the South is the...
It's been close.
It's been real close for the toilet bowl for a couple of years after that. But yeah, hey, we got the squad, we got the coach, we got the fans behind us, we got the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. It's like everything is here for us to take to be successful in NFL.
It's on the plateau.
It's on the platter. We just got to run with it.
You got weapons on offense, aplenty, right? You got a quarterback that's a veteran that can sling that pill. Go look at his stats. There's a reason why there's a Justin Jefferson. And the Falcons are here to take over this damn division.
Rise up.
I like that. The Seahawks is one of those games where it's going to be in Week 7. It's one of those games where again, Geno Smith and Seahawks, they're not no punks. This is going to be a tough game also.
Can't count out my man Geno. He's sometime a wizard with the ball, so we might be able to do something. We just got to stay healthy. That's the biggest thing. Again, that game is a home game, so that's also a tough one. We got the crowd on our side. We got the momentum for the first half of the season. We just got to let it ride us out and stay healthy for the rest of the season. That's how I'm looking at it.
So you play the Buccaneers in Week 5, and then you circle back around again in Week 8, play them again. So 1-1, you sweeping them.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe 1-1, just to be fair. People make adjustments, unforeseen injuries, so it could possibly be 1-1. What are we at right now? We're in Week 8, right?
Yep.
We got maybe 2-3 L's, so let's say 5-3. Hey, we 5-3 going into Week 8. I can live with that.
You know what I can live with? Just do me one favor this season, and I want you to stomp a mud hole in an Alice Cowgirl's ass and walk it dry. Week 9, yes, I said it before, and I say it again. I do not like the Alice Cowgirls, and I'm here to say, stomp a mud hole. A-Town, what do you do? The A-Town stomp?
A-Town stomp.
A-Town stomp on their ass. One of the best games I've ever watched in my life that had so much emotion just running through that game is when they open up the dome after Katrina. That Saints and Falcons game, crazy emotions. Crazy. Never forget.
That's what I'm saying. That's an emotional game. And you never know what goes on in an emotional game. You could lose your emotions. You could fall off, and mistake after mistake, big play after big play. So you always got to show up and play, and that's always the motto. It's no matter what. Football is football. At the end of the day, it's 11 on 11. I mean, you got to show up.
Week 11, you guys got the Denver Broncos. Bo Nix just got named the starting quarterback. I watched his whole collegiate career at Oregon. The boy, I'm telling you, he looked like he is the real deal. You think Sean Payton, they booted Russell Wilson out, and they should have. First of all, it went there and took his parking pass. You don't get no special nothing. They moved on with him. It was what I guess you could say a waste of money, because they invested a lot in Russell Wilson. Now they kind of reset right now. They got Bo Nix in the building. I look at this as an intriguing matchup between the AFC and the NFC. That's going to be a good game.
That will be a good game, I do have to say, and I do have to commend my man Bo Nix because he is your prototypical quarterback, but he has a little bit extra flair on him. I like that. He has a little bit of dog in him. I like that. He played at Oregon. You can't say nothing. You can say some bad things, but I mean, at the end of the day, he's a solid quarterback.
I hate the Ducks.
I hate him, but I love him. So I mean, college football always rules on fucking Saturdays. So I mean, bro, you always look forward to a good Oregon game. All I can say about that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Chargers, you guys got a bye week in Week 12, then go back and play Jim Harbaugh's Chargers. You were saying earlier that they kind of slipping a little bit because they pretty much depleted, and it's like a reset button right now. They still got Justin Herbert. He can absolutely sling that pill, but he hasn't really been living up to the hype. So as of right now, again, this could be the season for the Falcons to really make statement after statement after statement. Is this one of those games where you can say, hey, the Falcons are for real?
I'm telling you, man, bro, we got the juice, we got the energy. It's hot right now. Everything is here for the taking for us, man. I understand Jim is also in that position, just as Raheem. These are new guys that have been coaches before. These are legendary coaches at the very minimum. Maybe not so much Raheem, but definitely Jim. So my man has been a coach. He's been in these situations. His brother's been a coach. It's like this is just in the family. It's just in the blood. It's always a game. If you're getting a legendary coach, chances are you're going to have at least a decent team because they have some type of process, bro. They're not going to be a well-known coach as he is and not have some type of process to success. I mean, my man has a team at the end of the day of super freaks and athletes, and, we got to show up and play, man. I'm counting that as a dub, though. I'm just going to let y'all know.
as you should. Tragedy has really taken place on and off the field for the Minnesota Vikings. I feel terrible for them. They were going into the season with high hopes, and it pretty much went up in smoke when JJ McCarron.
Up in flames, bro. Their whole everything is just in shambles right now.
And you guys can take advantage of that and add another feather in your cap as this season moves on. And I feel that you guys definitely will have the upper hand in that game. Now, prime time, Monday night, people gonna be out doing their Christmas shopping, feeling fa la la la. Tis the season to be a Grinch? Because at this point, week 15, Monday night, facing the Las Vegas Raiders, they may be in contingent. Like we talked about this earlier off camera. I mentioned the Raiders being maybe a solid team, going maybe 8-9 or something to that magnitude. This could be pretty much you can punch them in the eye and then tell them,
this is right at the end of the season, so it's like, hey, they don't feel us, and we are who we thought they were. And they are not it. They're gonna go 8-6. But I'm gonna shout out my Uncle Trey, bro. I understand. Pop, hey. We just don't have to put the whooping and the waxing on the Raiders, bro. The defense, the pass rush might be a little something, but I mean, your guys' DBs, soft ankles is all I'm gonna say.
So you're looking at this game as a blowout.
I'm looking at this game as a blowout. Hey, we're going to be playing in Vegas. Everybody's going to be turned. This stadium is probably rocking. I've never been, but I bet you it is a fucking monstrosity of an event, of a spectacle. And it is a good game. I mean, it probably will be a good game. I just don't think that they're going to be able to keep up. I'm wishful thinking that no one is getting seriously injured on our team.
Right.
I understand these things happen, but I am counting this as a dub for the Raiders.
The New York Football Giants, I just believe right now that Daniel Jones is a worthless piece of you-know-what. And this is not the year that the New York Football Giants want to have, but will have. Again, the Falcons are taking advantage of their schedule, and they're going to do what they're supposed to do. They are loaded on both sides of the ball. They have talent, and when they face teams like the New York Giants, they should stomp a mud hole them and walk it dry.
It should be. I mean,
walk it dry.
This is another home game for us. So, I mean, it's another. We got the advantage. We got everything on our side. The Giants are on the down. They just lost the running back. It's not looking good. It's not looking good for those men in blue.
Now, the Washington Commanders, they got Jaden Daniels. They got a lot of upside going on to the season, a lot of optimism. At this point in the season, with that going for them, could you feel like this? You could be heading into a trap game? And
I see what you're going. These last 3 games could be trap games. It could be games we could take an L on because of maybe injuries, possibly injuries. These things could happen. These are 3 easy games at the end of the season. We have the Giants, we have the Commanders, and then we have another division game with the Panthers.
Watching Raheem Morris get his chance, get his opportunity, go 10-6, get fired, be a defensive coordinator here, still stay in the game. Was on the Rams. He was a defensive coordinator with the Rams. Now he got another opportunity to lead this. You damn right. I hope the Falcons have a good season. And really, Raheem Morris might not be Coach of the Year. If all this is happening, right, then why not Raheem Morris be Coach of the Year? I think I'm going to say that Raheem Morris will be Coach of the Year.
Hey, man, we still got some greats out here, brother. Right. Coach of the Year at this point is a little crazy, but it could go the same way for. I wouldn't say.
There's nobody else.
I mean, Andy Reid wins another championship.
Stop being greedy. DMX says stop being. Rest in peace to DMX. DMX says stop being greedy. They got enough over there. I understand. They got enough
but
over there.
But they do have additions to the team that they already have, which is crazy.
Yeah, they talking about three-peat. This is
Come on, bro.
terrifying.
It's a little scary.
Terrifying.
We're being realistic. It's a little scary, but they got to show up and play.
When the dust settles, after week 18, when the dust settles, where do you see your Atlanta Falcons?
I still think we're winning 11, 12 games. At least. At very minimum. This means we're absolutely playing abysmal defense.
11-6 or 14-3?
Come on. 14-3 or 11-6.
I like that.
Those are two solid spots.
I like that.
We're going to the playoffs regardless. So, I mean, we don't make it happen.
Now, that 14-3, you know where that's going to get you? That's going to get you in the hunt for the number one seed. Ain't no 1 and 2 and both of them you get to sit at home. Ain't no more none of that. No more none of that.
We don't be on the jet skis and we don't have to play ball.
As long as you don't be on a boat. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to the Fan Zone featuring Izzy and the Atlanta Falcons.
Yes,
my brother, thank you so much for pulling up here.